We're going to talk about data centers today. And not just about all data centers, but really specifically
Where's your data center?
two types of data centers. In data centers, it's not just about AI. Yes, there are some data centers that are built for AI, but it's also for buying all of our information, storing it there, and companies buying it. It's terrible. Anyway, I'm not getting into all that craziness, but
You should.
Utah, this is an article from Tech Radar. Utah just approved a data center twice the size of Manhattan that will consume more electricity than the entire state.
Manhattan's not that big.
See, that aspect of it, I do and have since I've looked into it. When they're buying like massive amounts, I'm like, yeah, okay. That part I believe in.
So this site will consume 9 gigawatts of power.
Gigawatts.
But Utah will be the home of a brand new 40,000 acre data center, or 62 square miles.
See, when people throw stats at me like that, I'm like, a gigawatt doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay, so
how much does like a home in a whole year consume? It's like when Doc is yelling at Marty, "Marty, it's got 88 months." Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
So a gigawatt is a unit of power equal to 1 billion watts. It is typically used to measure the capacity.
So basically 9
Capacity.
billion watts.
Capacity of large-scale power grids, right?
It takes 1.21 of them to activate the flux capacitor.
So 1 gigawatt can power approximately 750,000 to 800,000 homes.
For how long?
Just lights all on and then off.
just have to go. Okay.
Blink.
It doesn't say for how long.
We should
But here's
do an episode
another
with
here's another
ChatGPT
stat.
answering these.
Electric vehicles, it can charge up to 100,000 electric cars per hour, assuming 10 kilowatt levels. 10 kilowatt level 2 charging.
See,
Yeah, fast charging.
they should word it, in my opinion, in gigawatt hours, so just gigawatts.
So it's going to be 9 gigawatts for the year. That's going to
for the years,
Yeah.
not like
that
to
the
power
data
it now.
Yeah, that the data center is going to consume.
okay.
So
Whose data is gonna be there?
Okay, so probably that many. It means that much for the whole year, then.
Yeah.
yes, that's what it
Okay.
is. Yeah,
Okay,
9
okay.
gigawatts
So
for
we
a
can-
whole
Okay,
year.
okay.
750,000 homes a whole year.
Or
That's
ChatGPT can draw me an image.
that's 1 gigawatt
Yeah.
is
yeah,
800,000. So 800,000
times 9.
times 9 is 7.2 million homes.
I still want my memes.
I'll take one ChatGPT image, please.
We could solve
Just kidding.
homelessness, or
It can draw you a terrible raw
Yeah.
paneled thing that you hated, and you're like, "This is awful. I have to do it again."
yeah, or you could click on the thumbnail that we use AI to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day we will stop doing that, but
Today is not that day.
It's not until we have the talent to draw them and time.
All right, so the data center will consume more power than the entire state within a year.
I thought you were gonna say the sun.
The power will be
That's
Sorry.
so much energy.
the power will be provided with natural gas burning turbine generators. So it's going to be on in-house
Okay, so it's not hooking up to the
electrical
grid.
grid, right?
Nice.
Not terrible.
It's off grid.
Okay. I'm slightly okay with that.
Yeah.
So
if you're
this is where the actual article begins. It says Box Elder County Commission in Utah has approved an enormous new data center that, upon completion, will be twice the size of Manhattan and consume more electricity than the entire state currently does. The Stratus Artificial Intelligence Data Center will occupy more than 40,000 acres, 62,000 square miles in northwestern Utah and consume 9 gigawatts of power per year. Nearly 4,000 local residents and environmentalists have objected strongly to the proposed data center, pointing out that the data center will pool water and raise temperatures in an already drought-hit region.
Wow.
So, like we see everywhere in the country, time after time after time, local town folk going to the city hall, having a meeting, everyone, for the most part, that we can see, is completely against having a data center built in or around their town. This one in particular is crazy, though. It involves Kevin O'Leary. Y'all know Kevin O'Leary? Kevin O'Leary?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Met him yesterday.
The Shark Tank star?
Yeah. The
Bald
bald
head.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out.
He's a billionaire, but he's backing the project
Of course.
and has made several statements in an attempt to quell concerns about the development, as always,
As always.
because they got to make their money. Billionaires got to make their billions. So, speaking to Fox News, O'Leary said, quote, I don't think there's a bigger sight in the world than this. It shows the Chinese and the rest of the world we are not messing around, and we are going to get this done, move it forward, and provide the compute power to our AI companies
Hey,
that
hang on.
defend the country.
Who is funding this?
Billionaires.
Oh, so it's just a bunch of rich guys that want to feed us bugs, Bill Gates.
I'm assuming it's several billionaires.
Is
Well,
it-
they can
is Trump-
use their own water then.
The Chinese, that was the end of the quote. The Chinese, no, stop. Hold on.
Sorry.
Our AI companies that defend the country, end of quote. The Chinese likely aren't the greatest concern for those opposing the project. Many are concerned about the Great Salt Lake ecosystem, which is already under threat from a recurrent drought and agricultural water diversions.
Hold on. Who says it's great?
Now, this is a legit concern, okay? It's already... I watched a video about this earlier this year, last year sometime, and the size of the Great Salt Lake, or Salt Lake, whatever it's called, has dramatically shrunk over the past 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm talking like half the size. And it's not filling back up for a multitude of reasons. But mostly it's because of people are using a lot of water. Well, guess where this data center is going to get the water from? The lake. And it's, if you know anything about data centers, they say it's a closed loop system, but, which is false. They consume a ridiculous amount of water. Every time a data center goes into a town, the data center is getting write-offs from the government, and they don't have to pay nearly as much, if not any, water bills or electrical bills. There was a data center in Georgia, just outside of Georgia, 20 minutes south, that illegally tapped into the local water supply and was sucking millions upon millions of gallons of water out of the local water supply for free. And there's really not anything going on about that. They are getting all these tax write-offs and everything while we get stuck with the bill. Of course, the locals in Atlanta, their water bills have skyrocketed. Why? Because where's all the water going? It's going to the data center.
Because it ain't getting gone for free. It's just they ain't paying for it. You are.
Yeah, exactly.
I would think that they could put like radiators, for lack of a better term.
It is. It is. And they say it's a closed loop system and that they don't have to refill and they have all these promising words. But in reality, they're using the water to cool off, but they're also using the water to generate power through steam. Steam power. That's
where it's going.
That's how natural gas power plants work. That's how coal power plants work. That's how nuclear power plants work. They heat up the water, create steam to spin turbines, which produces electricity. The data centers are using a giant radiator system, but that water's got to go somewhere eventually, and it dumps it out also. There's a lot of chemical pollution that happens around these data centers.
Yeah, I must say, and then that water is basically not usable anymore.
No.
Or at least not for like drinking and...
No, but the argument's the same with coal also. You go to West Virginia, and there's a lot of coal plants that have had water runoff. And
it's so distracting. I'm sorry. It's just...
It's so bright.
Why?
The light randomly just came on, if you're wondering. And it's because ninjas or butterflies are tapping in and listening so that they can put this on their next episode.
It's whatever that messed up with all the other stuff.
Anyway, so this
gigawatts.
I wasn't planning on getting into all this.
It's the Garp listening saying, "I'll show you energy use."
Yeah,
you guys
turn his lights on.
I wasn't planning on getting all into this, but it is a big problem because they're going to get the water from the Great Salt Lake, and it's going to literally suck the water. It's literally going to suck the lake dry because the lake's already having a major issue with refilling. The data center would likely divert more water from the lake unless the developers are planning to source cooling water from outside the county, which means they're going to have to make a longer tap line, which will cost more money for the data center. And of course, they're not going to want to do that. And this is in Utah too, by the way.
Even if they do, it's just going to cause the exact same problem somewhere else anyway.
Exactly.
So
put it in the ocean.
And it's going to cause, it's so maddening to me that local governments and state governments are giving these data centers a clean check for their water consumption or for their electrical consumption if they are not creating their own electricity. It makes me furious. And then they stick the bill to the normal citizens.
And their reasoning is, well, it'd be so expensive. No one could afford that.
Exactly.
Well, then don't do it.
Exactly. So, this is a quote from Kevin O'Leary again. He says, "We're not going to drain the Great Salt Lake. That's ridiculous. We are going to create incremental jobs. The only jobs that this AI data center creates is construction jobs, and those are temporary. Whenever the site gets completed, the jobs are gone. There are going to be some people that do have to work at the data center.
Some.
I imagine a plant that size, 62 square miles. Of course, there's going to be space in between and roads and stuff and access areas. It's not going to be all one giant building. It's going to be structured like a town with giant data center buildings inside of that.
Do you think there'd be like a McDonald's in the middle?
No, they won't put anything in there
That'd
except for data centers. So I imagine out of that size, there might be about 50 employees
Aliens.
for the whole thing. There might be 50 employees.
You think?
Yeah.
You don't think maintenance is going to at least be 10 or 15?
I think they're going to hire outside help if there needs to be a major problem done. Why do I think that?
Like IT, you talking about outsourcing that?
Yes. And why do I think that? Well, because I work in metal shops all the time. And yes, is a maintenance guy. Let me rephrase that. I have worked in metal shops the majority of my working life. And yes, there is a maintenance guy there at the shop. But if something big happens, they have to call out in an outside mechanic, an outside service team to work on the machine. So that's more than likely what's going to happen with this too. Now, because the majority of the data centers are enclosed, they don't have lights, it's just computers running the entire time. Sure, you're going to have somebody go in there and dust off everything a little bit, make sure everything's working right, but for the most part, it's going to be completely empty. Evidence from other projects suggests that local job growth from data centers is short term and almost entirely based on construction, which is what I was saying. For those worried about the energy consumption of the site, O'Leary said, "We are building power from scratch from the pipeline. We are going to burn it with turbines clean.
Clean.
And then this says that natural gas is a fossil fuel and burning it produces pollutants contributed to climate change. Fossil fuel is one of the cleanest. Natural gas is one of the cleanest.
Don't you say that. People are going to get mad at you.
Other than nuclear.
Nuclear.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. It doesn't matter if you want to dispute that or not. It's a fact. And if you don't like it, go to nuclear. Well,
yeah, we should.
Whatever.
We genuinely should.
I know.
We should harness the power of our own sun.
They won't let us.
So gas turbines also present a second, less well-known phenomenon. Each turbine operates like a commercial jet engine, but instead produces electricity. As the data center will have 9 gigawatts of energy consumption, when it is completed, the campus will likely be as loud as a large airport in several instances.
Nice.
The infrasound produced by data centers has made local residents sick. And this is from other data centers, not just the one that we're talking about, because the one we're talking about hasn't been even made yet. The ground hasn't even been broken.
Has it been approved?
It's just been marked as a yes on the paperwork. So not only are you going to have actual pollution from, if you want to say, the natural gas burning, whatever, even though that is going to be minute, but you're going to have water pollution, and then you're going to
Sorry. I was trying to
and then you're going to have sound pollution, which is going to be terrible for local residents. A group called the Box Elder Accountability Referendum has applied for. I read all this and I didn't realize how long it was.
That's a long name.
Yeah, a group called the Box Elder Accountability Referendum has applied for a referendum on the decision to build the data center. If the referendum is signed by the 5,422 registered voters in the county within 45 days, think about that. 5,422 registered voters in the whole county. That's not a lot of people.
Nope.
For a whole county?
For a whole county.
And they say land doesn't vote.
This is the problem. They're going to, a lot of the times they're going to these rural areas and where the people are outspoken and they're saying absolutely not. Well, the city council and the county council, they disregard their voice completely. And they're saying, nope, we're going to go ahead and prove it anyway, even though that the vast majority do not want it. Okay, I'm need to read. If this is signed, then another vote will be conducted in November.
And they'll just say, we don't care.
So this is Kevin again. Instead of speaking with Kevin O'Leary, instead of speaking with us, Kevin O'Leary went on social media saying we were out of state paid protesters. This is Tech Radar Pro.
Tech Radar Pro.
And we don't want people from out of state making decisions for us.
We don't like your kind around here, boy.
Said Brenna Williams. Well, it sounds like everyone in the state's not wanting it to begin with, and yet you're going to hark on out of state protesters for saying no, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Brenna Williams, lead sponsor of the referendum push. The only thing he's right about is that we don't want him, an out-of-state billionaire, making decisions for us. Talking about Kevin O'Leary on that. So that's all I have on that article.
That's all I have to say about that.
Now, you want to know the solution to all this?
Keep your own data, people.
You want to know the solution?
Tell me.
Elon Musk has the
yes.
solution.
Yes, I like it.
Space. Everything in space. All of it in space.
So he can take it with him.
Elon Musk is actively pursuing plans to put data centers in space with SpaceX rockets.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys think you are as smart as him?
No.
Could we do that?
Be smart as him?
Yeah. Could we?
Then why
You
can we comment on this if we're not as smart as him?
No.
legally, yes.
No, like 62 square miles.
Oh, you're talking about
Oh,
Utah.
he's back in Utah.
Could no. That's how big a data center is. Now put that in space. That's what I'm saying.
We're going to end up making Halo.
Could you put a 62 square mile object in space?
Well, let me tell you.
Think about it this way.
Seems-
It would keep itself cool. No water.
So this isn't speculation. This isn't conspiracy. This isn't rumors. It's an ongoing
It's just
initiative.
something I'm making up right now.
It's an ongoing initiative with regulatory filings, technical details, timelines, and public statements from Musk himself. So, how he's planning on doing this, instead of one big satellite, he's having
Two.
Two
massive
medium-sized.
satellite constellations. SpaceX has filed with the FCC for up to 1 million satellites as an orbital data center network for AI applications.
1 million?
1 million. So he's already got thousands of satellites up there for Starlink to begin with. Then the U.S. Phone companies have thousands of satellites up there, or hundreds, whatever. Let's just say hundreds. There's all kinds of satellites up there from a lot of countries. I'm not going to say everyone because we know that it's not everyone.
China.
But let's say the big players: China, Russia, several in Europe.
Ukraine.
several in Europe.
Sorry, I said I wasn't going to joke this episode.
Yeah.
Australia.
Do you guys really think Russia's like on par? I kind of feel like they're starting to lag behind.
They definitely hit a bogey every
Dude.
now and then.
That's a whole nother subject that I could go into, but I'm not.
Russia
Right? Russia. Yeah.
and the Ukraine war.
Yes.
We should talk about that.
So
That's
anyway,
important.
there's thousands upon thousands of satellites up there right now. But, I mean, from my understanding, I could be completely wrong. But for Elon Musk, one company putting up 1 million satellites. I mean, think about that. 1 million data satellites
And how
in
many?
space.
How many? Where are they going to get the gigawatts?
They're going to
Solar?
be solar powered.
Okay.
They're going to be solar powered. They're unlimited.
Is
It's
it
because
gigawatts or gigawatts? I messed myself up.
It's gigawatts.
It's gigawatts, but in Back to the Future, he pronounced it gigawatts.
That's why I'm saying that. Okay.
Yeah. But it's the same thing.
So it's going to be solar powered because there's unlimited solar up there, of course. You don't have to worry about clouds and all that. But the Mini prototype, AI Sat Mini, is going to be larger than the ISS space station as it is right now with the prototype.
Is this what you asked Grok for?
Yes, this is what I asked Grok for, and I will show you the picture now.
Put it in the Discord so Vanny can throw it up on the screen.
Okay.
I don't want to see it on my phone.
I'm putting it in my chat. I just sent it.
Hurry, Marty.
It's so funny. It's terrible. So while he's getting that done, I'll keep reading. So he filed with the FCC for up to 1 million satellites as an orbital data center network for AI applications. These would be solar powered, leveraging abundant sunlight in orbit and easier heat dissipation in space, which is a bottleneck, right? Because we're using up all this water to cool all the components. Well, if you put it in space where it's extremely cold, then you don't have to have water.
Then we don't have global warming. We have solar warming.
Then they are saying that it could cause light pollution also. That's one of the side effects.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
Light pollution is a legit thing, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
If you walk into a city, you can't, and you look up, you can't see stars.
You've merely visited a city. I was born in it.
And you couldn't see stars.
Stars aren't real.
And you cough from smog.
I have smog lung.
I bet you do. So Musk has shared details on the AI Sat Mini prototypes, large satellites with a massive unfolding solar arrays and radiators. Even the mini versions are depicted as bigger than the ISS in some dimensions. This is the photo.
What am I looking at?
To the right, you see a SpaceX rocket.
I see
Yeah.
an arrow.
You
Plane.
see
Aeroplane.
You see a SpaceX rocket that's attached to the solar panel of
Thanks, Grok.
of the data center that's going to be in space.
Is it going to be where, like, well, I guess we don't know, but like something goes wrong, somebody can go inside and debug it? Or is somebody just going to roll up, Russians take one and up your
Well, I imagine.
account.
I imagine you'd remote.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
like-
probably do remote repairs. I imagine they'll have a built-in repair arm that you can operate.
Oh, you mean like if
postage
a
from
physical
Earth.
issue
Yeah.
happens? I was thinking you meant like 'cause
like your RAM goes bad.
you said someone. Oh, you just
Get another one.
you just shoot it down and send another one up there.
Get it back.
So these prototypes are reportedly targeted for launch as early as. Any guesses?
Tomorrow.
Any guesses?
2028.
Today.
2027.
Okay.
I almost said 2027, but
So next year.
Not too far away. I like it. I'm down with the thickness, as they say.
There's been a merger
Uh-oh.
or close integration between SpaceX and guess what? XAI. They were once the same company. I mean, not the same company. XAI is from X. X. Oh my God, I hate Elon with all these names. X,
Hey,
formerly Twitter, separated with XAI to create two different companies. XAI was a part of X, then they separated. So, of course, a company that Elon Musk owns will now cooperate with SpaceX.
they kind of have to.
When does he buy an Xbox?
He probably won't. He I don't know. He might just for the laws of it.
Like,
Xbox is going downhill.
Fast.
sorry, this is a slight derail. But you see they're changing their name or whatever.
Xbox?
Z-Box.
It's changing it from Xbox, which is XB, then lowercase OX, to all caps.
Stupid.
It's like
Xbox.
they're just yelling. You're just yelling it now.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Where was Xbox?
So Musk has talked about needing chip production.
Yep.
Ramps. Example,
Ramps?
That's what it says. Musk has talked about needing chip production ramps. E.g. example that's what is E.G. dot. Example. Example is EX, right?
EG is
It's like
example.
Example.
It means something else, but it's example.
yeah.
Okay, so example terafab, which is what they're saying. And even possibly lunar manufacturing for scale.
It means exempli gratia,
Something Latin.
which is Latin for example.
Stupid.
So
Again, stupid.
you have EX right there.
So, of course, Elon's wanting to have
Elon.
manufacturing on the moon. He's wanting a base on the moon. He's wanting everything on the moon.
Well, we can't do that because aliens are there.
Right.
The government just told us that.
The moon is basically a Death Star
The moon is off limits.
without the death.
or the star.
Okay, so
Do it.
he has stated that space will be the lowest cost place to put AI within 2 to 3 years because of how expensive land will be and how expensive the water will be, which the water's not expensive for them, like I just said, and how expensive the power will be.
Yeah, it's free if you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
This is a side thing, but it's relevant to what we're saying. We don't really know the secondary effects yet
No.
of sending stuff to space. Like we've seen some from space debris, from where stuff just kind of breaks apart, and now you just have really fast moving particles that are just orbiting, and they have to be going fast to stay in orbit. So they're just that if it hits you, you're dead. Which a person won't be up there to get hit, but it will rip through machines. So it's harder and harder to send up stuff because you have the space debris.
Exactly.
So adding more things that are bigger, plus they're gonna block out sun.
If there's enough of them, yeah.
Like that's why I was like, how big is it gonna be? Can we do that? Because you're gonna need a multiple, and you said
Now-
a million, which they're not gonna be 62 square miles, obviously. Like we don't
They're
know.
going to be large, but they're not going to be a lot. Now, 1 million comparative to the size of Earth, that's not a lot. But add on to all the other satellites that's up there, including the satellite that will give people sun when you rent it.
I forgot about that.
Shout out.
Um,
Old episode.
Yeah, but it's going to end up looking like Wall-E. Remember Wall-E when they showed just the massive amount of space debris around Earth?
You're right. Where they literally go like blast out of it.
Yeah. It's going to eventually look like that. And they think that their problem solved is just to push stuff into Earth's orbit. That way it'll burn up whenever it's expired.
I mean, it's like the episode of Futurama where they're like, at some point in time in like the 21st century, we have so much we have so much garbage. So our solution was just launch it into space.
Yeah.
And then it was coming back to Earth. And so they were like, now we have this giant ball of garbage we have to deal with.
So the technical and economic hurdles for this are obviously launch costs. But now Elon is making the reusable rockets, but it's still expensive.
Do they look like that?
Yeah.
They're going to make a
So
fuel
you put them
for
right
them
on the solar
free.
panel. And
Yes. Just fly it on up there.
so
Radiation, latency for data
Yeah.
transfer.
I was going to say latency would also be a thing.
Yes. And maintenance, which is what Vandy was saying. And scaling also to meaningful power levels. So ground data centers would need a huge orbital setup. What? Ground data centers would need a huge orbital setup.
Did AI write this for you?
Yeah. It's stupid.
Did Grok write that?
Yes.
Supposed to drew that.
I read
picture.
through this earlier and I didn't catch that. But SpaceX itself has noted in filings that these are early stage unproven technologies that may not achieve commercial viability. So that's basically the end of all that. But
China.
this is every company's model right now for AI and data centers. We are going to create the product and force you to use the product before we can even make any money to try to make a what's the word? A economic cycle of cost and demand. But there's not a big enough demand for how much cost is going into AI right now.
I'm not gonna. Never mind.
No
I'm not.
jokes.
So
Well, it wasn't a joke. I was just like, I don't feel like going into a tangent again.
I understand the last episode we did. You were talking about what you see as good AI and bad AI. Bad AI meaning do everything for me and I don't do any work. Good AI meaning I'm going to do some work. AI, can you help me improve on what I did? That's your form of good AI.
More or less, yeah.
Sure. The problem is right now, this coalesces with the flock cameras, and I talked about it a little bit right now. A couple episodes ago. The flock cameras, man. Ooh, I am so hot about the flock cameras. I don't know if y'all have looked into that at all.
A little bit.
I don't remember what that is.
So flock camera it's a little tiny camera that's sitting up on a pole that has a solar panel attached to it.
Like those.
It reads your license plate number and it links your license
Yeah.
plate number.
It's the precursor to the whole China
Yes.
like social boosting system,
Yeah.
whatever. Like you get a social rating. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's a national surveillance system.
Yeah.
And they're using your license plate to plug into all your other data. And not only that, it is extremely easy to hack into the cameras and go from camera to camera. And people are looking at other people's phones if you're close enough, if you're walking by. It started off as the license plate readers for selling that information to local police officers. Now it has gone to facial recognition It's also gone to local security cameras
It's bad.
that don't just read your license plates, but also, like I said, AI, facial recognition. There's been people put on a warrant list, and every time that they drive by a flock camera, it flags the police station to go look for them. That they're in this area, and it coordinates where they're at, and they go over there to arrest them. They don't have a warrant. They don't have a warrant
Why did it say that they did?
because it messed up. There's a man that I watched a video of. The previous owner of that license plate number
Oh,
in the system had a warrant. And the AI system refuses to clear that out. And he gets pulled over every single time. Every single time
change
he
your
drives that
license
truck.
plate, and then sue
He
the
can't. The county clerk system won't allow him to get a new license plate.
then sue them for a new car. I mean, that's one way to get around it.
I'd be suing for a lot more than that.
Well, yeah.
2 new cars.
Anyway, there are also
No more
been,
jokes.
there's also been hundreds.
Oh, he's serious.
There's also been hundreds of police officers that have been stalking people. Their exes, they've been stalking their exes, and they've been stalking random people on these flock cameras. And it sounds like it's over exaggerated, but it's legitly, it's legit. It's documented,
That's legitness.
and these police officers have been reprimanded, and that's how we know that there's been hundreds of them doing this. But it's not, like I said, but it's not just the police officers, but it's also random people. And you can also hack into their systems and get all kinds of personal data from it. Because again, it's linking these license plates to your profile. So it's super easy to do all that if you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to computers, so I can't do it.
Have you tried?
But with today's sponsor, you might.
That was a random rant.
Yeah,
about
I'm
Flock.
not sure why we.
Because I was talking about the AI data centers are
No, yes.
that information is going into an AI data center also, creating a national surveillance system within AI data centers. So yeah, AI data centers and data centers in general,
Good.
bad.
Oh,
You said your opinion before all this started. What is your opinion now?
It hasn't changed much because I didn't go into everything because obviously you were going to talk and I didn't want to take forever going over the starting opinion. But the side of them buying land and doing that stuff has always been whatever, and I've always been kind of not thrilled with it. It's really just the people who think every video that has AI in it or mentions AI or has something I think is AI or is attached to someone who does AI, I have to go and comment, and this is what we're wasting water on, and this is what we're polluting for, and this is what like those comments are so off-putting and so annoying that it makes me just
use AI more.
it makes me
Use AI less.
want to just, it's the same as like the other social justice kind of stuff where like you hear it and your gut instinct is whatever they're saying is not true.
What?
Like the people who say this guy was racist whenever he did something and before you know anything. And so you're just like, your gut instinct is okay, they probably weren't. And then you learn more and then maybe they were racist and you're like, well, I hate that my gut instinct is the opposite because I'm so used to these people screaming about something. If that makes any sense.
It makes sense, but I do disagree.
That's how my position and why I never looked into what they actually do. And I still have that opinion of like, you people screaming about it makes me not want to care. I don't want to care because of those stupid people. It makes me annoyed. I'm just like, if you don't like it, then I don't care about it.
That's an interesting perspective. So you're based on their irrational negativity.
That's my gut instinct.
Your gut instinct is to be like, well, I don't care.
Because you always make a deal out of nothing.
And so I'm not going to look up.
But
So
I do.
Why don't you do research yourself on it?
Because I don't want them to be right, and I don't know. It's not why. Well, I still don't know if they over exaggerate. I still feel like they over exaggerate certain things. But
Sure, because I haven't seen these comments necessarily, so I don't know
well,
what you're talking about, so I'm not going to say my opinion on it because I don't have an opinion on it. But
Anything online, I do not care what people comment.
yeah,
I
Just
think
like
that
whatever.
I think it is annoying isn't the right word because it's much worse than annoying. I think it's ridiculous that a handful of companies are mass producing stuff nobody wants.
yes,
Then, because they're mass producing it, they're like, well, now because we want to do this and because we want to force you to consume this, we're now buying a bunch of land in areas you don't want us buying it. We're taking your water. We're making your electricity more. We're causing problems. And the answer is, well, too bad.
exactly. That's
Just
what
so we can pump out more garbage you don't want.
exactly. That frames up my opinion of what I was saying earlier.
That is, and that's not a new opinion. That doesn't change. I felt that way, but maybe it is.
It occurs to me that every local government video that I'm seeing, which this is probably a psyop, every video that I see of local town meetings, everyone hates their local government. Everyone. Everyone is shouting to vote them out. Everyone is saying that they're traitors to
I
their
am
town.
about this city, yeah,
In this city, sure.
bro.
From what
city's
I've heard,
bad.
yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about with our city.
The mayor is horrible.
We'll get into it later on.
Sacrifices babies.
Shut up. You're not supposed to know that.
You're. I knew it. I'm right.
Anyway, you know how social media pushes you agendas after you like one video.
No.
It pushes videos to you.
Yes.
It tries to steer the narrative to try to change your mind because that's how it works.
You know, like all those stupid Mother's Day ads that come up and they're like, make a song for your mom or whatever.
Yes.
And it's all AI slop, basically.
Yes.
I commented AI slop and then immediately hundreds of ads.
Yeah. Because you
It saw
interacted.
it saw the engagement.
Yep.
And I was like, nah, this is AI slop.
Anyway, all these cities and all these meetings about these data centers, everyone that I've seen, everyone is screaming and yelling in the meetings. So I don't know if that's a social media psyop
Like to get people riled up.
or if it's 100% legit. Nobody wants this stuff. And from what I even hear in person from the few people that I do interact with, everybody's the same way. For example, I've seen a couple videos, 2 of them, of high-profile people speaking at college graduations. And in their speeches, they begin to talk about AI and how it's going to transform the future and that it's the most positive thing in our existence and everything else. Well, the students there at the graduation began to boo them off the stage One of them was a CEO of an AI company, and they booed him off the stage pretty much. He kept talking, but everything that he said, they were booing very loudly. Same with the other lady I saw. So it's not just the town halls, but it's everybody that's everybody that is in disagreement about this. So
keep your data, people.